तिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। वैराग्य विद्या निज भक्ति योगम शिक्षार्थिकम सपुरुषम पुराण श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य शरीरधारी कृपा बुद्धि तमं प्रपन्ने जयतां सुत पंगुर मम मंद मतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्पदाम्बुजो श्री राधा राधा चिंतनिवेशिनम् यस्य कांति विलोपिता श्री कृष्ण चरणं वन्दे राधादीं सतं महाबोधे स्थिरे कनकरुचिरे नीलशिखरे वसन प्रसदान्त सहज बलभद्रे नवनीता सुभद्रा मध्यस्थ सकल सुरसेवा वसरतो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे। श्री जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद निखिल श्रुति मौलिरतमाल दूती नीरालित पाद पंकजंतो हरि मुक्त कुलय पस्मानं परितस्तं हरिनाम संचिताम्। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Yesterday we were hearing the life history of Sri Yamunacarya, and there were so many details we heard. And because we are going to celebrate Ram Navami coming soon, so this festival 4 or 5 days Harikatha started with glorification of Yamunacarya, who is Rama Anuja. He is the Anuj, the younger brother of Lord Ramchandra, that is Lakshman. Lakshman is Kshatriya and is always surrendered to Lord Ramchandra. We will hear more on the glorification on the 8th April, the appearance of Lord Ramchandra. But when Lakshman came as an Acharya, Sri Yamunacharya, he has performed so many pastimes. We heard about his Acharya Leela and others yesterday. The Gurudev of Yamunacharya is Sri Yamunacharya. So yesterday, this is what I wanted to start it, but then the time was over. Who is Yamunacharya? And why his name is Yamunacharya? There is one beautiful pastime. The grandfather of Yamunacharya is Nath Muni. Very, very prominent Acharya of South India. His name is Nath Muni. His son and daughter-in-law, three of them, they went to places of pilgrimage. They came to Vrindavan, they took bath in Yamuna. And after coming from Vrindavan, they again came back to South India. And the daughter-in-law gave birth to a very beautiful son. And the grandfather, Nath Muni, who is a very pure devotee of Lord, used to worship Lakshmi Narayan. He named that son Yamuna because they just came from Vrindavan and took bath in Yamuna. That's why the son named Yamuna very intelligent, very sharp mind, and also devotee. The only desire of Nath Muni, see, very interesting last time. The only desire of Nath Muni, grandfather, was to see my grandson a pure devotee of Lord in future. But there's so many episodes, pastime happens in the life history of Acharyas, which is a lesson. They are not affected by this, but with their pastime, we as sadhakas get the lesson. So Yamunacarya, when he grew up, he was staying in a kingdom. The king of that place was very, very expert in hearing the arguments on Shastras. And he has one priest in his court. His name was Kolahal. Kolahal means one who is Kolahal is a Hindi word. Making noise, making disturbances. Actually, his full name is Vidyat Jan Kolahal. Means the person who's making disturbance in the assembly of learned people. This is what his name is. Vidyat Jan Kolahal. So this was the name of the priest, and he was very expert in cutting the arguments of others. So every day, king order was every village Brahman has to come in the court to have argument with my priest. And if he get defeated, he has to pay yearly tax to the treasure of the kingdom. So all the Brahmins, they were very simple, poor people. But this Kolahal was very expert, and he defeated all the Brahmins in the villages, so many villages, and they have to pay tax, yearly tax to the king. The king is always laughing, getting so much money. So the Gurudev of Yamunacarya, his name is Bhaskaracharya. He was also got defeated by this person Kolahal, and he is also paying yearly tax, but he didn't have any money. From 2 years he was not paying any tax, from 2 years. Then once it happened, Gurudev was not present in the house, but his disciple Yamunacharya was present, and the soldiers came to arrest Bhaskaracharya because he is not paying the tax for 2 years and is indebted. So Yamunacharya is a very small boy. He asked the soldiers, "What are you looking for? Why you came here?" The soldiers said, "We want to arrest Bhaskaracharya. Where is he?" He said, "Why you want to arrest my Gurudev?" He said, "Because he has not given tax for 2 years." "What tax?" He said, "You are a young boy, don't speak so much." He said, "No, it's point of my Guru Maharaj. Why are you speaking like this? What tax?" He said, "Because he got defeated in the kingdom and he is not paying for 2 years. Then the boy, Yamunacharya, came to know everything what happened. Then he said, "Go to your king and tell him, now it is my turn. I, as a representative of my Gurudev, will go to the kingdom and will have argument with your priest, Kolahal." The soldiers were surprised. Young boy and speaking so loudly. They came back to the king and told, "King, this time a small boy wants to come to the king in the court and he wants to have arguments with your priest Kolahal." He said, "Okay, no problem, bring him." The soldiers came and said, "Boy, if you want to get rid of the tax of your guru, then you have to come and defeat that Kolahal." He said, "Okay, I can go there and I will defeat him, but I will not go barefoot. You have to bring palanquin for me. I am not ordinary person. I am a very special person. You have to bring a palanquin." Then the soldiers went to the king. He said, "King, he is reminding a palanquin." He said, "He is not an ordinary." The king said, "Oh, must be a very special person who is demanding a palanquin." Okay. So 4 soldiers, they went there and said, "Maharaj, you sit on this palanquin. King has sent this palanquin for you." He said, My nature is totally different. I don't go like this without any sound and instruments. There has to be some people who are playing some mridanga, kartal, some singing. Then I will go there. So the king ordered Gokulanand, Abhiram, Ashok, come. And they were singing. They were playing instrument and singing. And this boy in a palanquin, he is crossing through so many villages. And all the Brahmins from different villages, they are blessing. They are blessing. Oh boy, today you have to defeat this. He is disturbing us from so long. We are so poor, but still we are paying tax to king without any reason. Our Ashirvad, our blessing with you. You have to defeat this person today. And he's getting Ashirvad, blessings from everyone. Now he's coming close to the palace. And king and queen with binoculars, they're looking. Who is this person in this palanquin who's boasting that he's so learned? The king saw and he said, oh, a mouse is coming in the mouth of a tiger. Then the king said, okay, I want to see. The queen said. The queen saw, she said, sometime a small spark can turn into big fire. So maybe this boy will win the game this time. The king said, okay, let's have a bet. Queen said, king, if you win this time, if I get defeated, then I'll become servant of your maidservant. I'll be serving your maidservants. The king said, oh, such high
Stake.
Huh?
Such high stake.
Such high stake. So I will also sacrifice something. If I get defeated, then I'll give half of my kingdom to this boy. They said, very good. The boy came in the palace. King was sitting on the throne. Yamunacarya is looking everywhere. All the Brahmins who were defeated were standing there. And they're showering their blessings to this boy. The court priest, Kolahal, was sitting on asan. He said, are you this boy who want to have argument with me? He said, no argument. I'm just here for the discussion. It's not a matter of argument. Okay, start what you want to say. He said, this is not etiquette. You are sitting on an asan. I also need asan. The king and queen are looking each other. Oh, he's very sharp boy. So they arranged one asan for him. He sat on that asan. Then the priest said, I'll start asking questions to you. He said, go ahead. Then he asked some words, Sanskrit words. And Yamunacarya was very intelligent. He answered. Again the priest asked one question, one statement in Sanskrit, and he wants to know the meaning. Yamunacarya told the meaning. Then he said, oh, I came in this palace to have some arguments, some discussions. But he's a person who just knows the dictionary, word meaning. He's not learned at all. The Kolahal becomes so angry. So you know better than me? Then you ask question. And this word Yamunacarya wanted, that the ball should come in my court. And I'm going to ask question. So Yamunacarya said, I'll ask you 3 questions. And you have to refute my statement. Yes, what do you want to say? So my first thing is, your mother is a barren lady. You have to refute this. Then he's thinking, I am the son of my mother. How will I prove my mother is barren? So my second question, the king is religious. Now you have to say opposite, that he is irreligious person. Then he's thinking, how can I prove this? Even if I prove he's irreligious, then he will kill me. And my third statement is, the queen is a chaste lady. Now you have to refute this. That means he is unchaste. He became very angry and also shocked. He said, boy, what is this? This is nonsense. He said, this is not nonsense. I can prove this. You have evidence? I have evidence. Okay, you prove this. If you prove this, I will accept my defeat. And all the Brahmins looking at this boy, they say, what he's going to say? How he's going to prove this? He's not scared of king. He's not scared of anyone. So very young, small boy, Yamunacarya said, your mother is barren. How? In Manu Samhita, it is written, if a mother has only one son, then she is still considered as barren. Is it there or not? Then the person said, yes. So hence it proved. How are you going to prove? Queen is chaste, unchaste one. Then the Yamunacharya said, because at the time of marriage of a king is representative of Surya, Chandra, Indra, Vayu, 10 predominant deities of 10 directions. So all these 10 deities of 10 directions along with king, 11 person married to the queen at the time of marriage. So she has 11 husbands. How can she be chaste? And the priest said, oh yes, this is true. Then my third statement. Then he said, how will you prove king is irreligious? He said, because this is Kali Yuga, and in Kali Yuga all the subjects are bound to do mistakes and sins. And king enjoys 1/6 of the pious activities of the subject, as well as he suffers 1/6 of the sinful activities of the subjects. And this is Kali Yuga. Every living entity is doing sins. So 1/6 of their sin is going to the king. How he can be religious? He is irreligious. Then the person, he got defeated. And all the Brahmins saying, Jai, Jai, Jai. And Yamunacharya, he won this argument. And he said, my order, no Brahmin has to pay tax now. This is what I want. The king said, okay, I'm very happy with you. Yes, no Brahmin has to pay tax now. And then queen said, king, now you have to fulfill your promise. You have to give half of your kingdom to this boy. He said, yes. And he gave half of the kingdom. Yamunacharya became king. And all other neighbor kings, they're thinking, Yamunacharya is a small boy, we should attack him and get his kingdom. But Yamunacharya was very strong and very clever. And he started conquering the other neighboring kings. Now he became a materialistic man. Totally materialistic. Wants to enjoy more. But there, Nath Muni, his grandfather, he was very morose, very upset. I wanted to see my grandson as a pure devotee. What he has become now? He became a materialistic person now. So when Yamunacharya was about the age of 35, now Nath Muni is on bed and he wants to, he's at the last stage and is giving his body. And he was very upset. Then his disciple, his name is Ram Mishra, came to me and he said, Gurudev, why you are so upset? He said, because my grandson is become a materialistic boy now. I want to see him a pure devotee. He said, Gurudev, I will fulfill your promise. I will make him back and make him a pure devotee. Then Nath Muni became very happy and he blessed. Now Ram Mishra, he went to see Yamunacharya, but now he's sitting on a big throne and so many ministers and kings around him, and he's thinking, king will not give me a time to speak. How will I give my message to him? Then he thought one trick. He got, from the forest, he got a very special shak, spinach. Very special. And it gave to the cook, the chief chef of the king, that this spinach has so good qualities. If your king will eat this, he will have long life, very healthy body, and he will never felt sick. So cook has made this and offered to a king. King is eating this spinach. It's very delicious. Every day, this person, the sadhu, bringing spinach. But after a few days, intentionally he stopped bringing this. And now king is taking his lunch and he's looking, where is that spinach? It is so healthy and so good. He asked the cook, where is that spinach? He said, I don't know. One sadhu is bringing to me every day, but yesterday he didn't give me. Go and search for that sadhu. Everyone looked towards that sadhu. He said, Prabhu, please come. King wants to see. And this was the way. This was the only means to see king. And he brought him to the king. Then Ram Mishra said, Yamunacarya, Yamuna, king, I have an important message for you. You remember you have a grandfather, his name was Nath Muni? Then he said, oh, something I remember. He said, he has left his body. But Yamunacarya was not affected at all. But before leaving his body, he have hidden a great treasure to give to you. A great treasure for you. Yamunacarya became very happy. Oh, a treasure for me. Where it is? Then Ram Mishra said, only I know this, but I'll give you only one condition, that you have to go with me alone. That great treasure is hidden in somewhere, and one snake is protecting it. Yamunacarya said, okay, to get this treasure, I can fulfill all the desire what you say. So they both ride on a chariot and they are going. And on the way, Ram Mishra is speaking that shlokas which Nath Muni used to teach his grandson in his childhood. And Yamunacarya revived all those stotras, the stutis, the prayers which he used to learn from his grandfather. And his mood totally changed. And he's thinking, oh, what I was and what I've become. I remember how my grandfather, he wanted to make me a big devotee, a great devotee. I became a materialistic person now. So now he's catching on the feet of Ram Mishra. And he said, please forgive me, please forgive me. I don't want this wealth, I don't want this wealth. I want to do my bhajan. He said, no, I have to give this wealth to you. So he took to that place, Srirangam, where a great treasure was there. What was that treasure? The beautiful deity of Lord Vishnu, very big. And it is protected by a snake. What is that snake? Shesh. So Vishnu is sleeping on the Shesh. He said, this is the treasure which your grandfather wants to give to you. Yamunacarya became totally changed. And he gave all his kingdom to the other neighbors, kings. And he started doing his bhajan. Concentrating on his bhajan. So everything is changed. Then after some time, he started manifesting his Acharya Leela, and he was known as Yamunacarya. And later he became Guru of Sri Ramanujacharya. As I told you yesterday, Yamunacarya wants to make Ramanujacharya his successor. Also he wants that Ramanujacharya should come to Yamunacarya in the association of Vaishnavas and give up the association of Yadav Prakash, who is Mayavadi. So when Ramanujacharya came, he saw Yamunacarya 3 fingers closed. And Ramanujacharya made the promise. What are the 3 promises we heard yesterday? Ashok, Valo?
He will take him as Guru?
Huh?
He will take him as Guru? He will write some Bhashya or something?
I will write Sri Bhashya on Vedanta Sutra. Then 1 finger open. Then the second thing he said, I will preach everywhere and make everyone the devotee of Vishnu. Then the second. The third is, I will name someone in future by the name of a great Rishi Parashar. This was the third. Then the third finger opened. And everyone saw this miracle and they understood Yamunacarya is so dear and close to Yamunacarya, even though there is no dialogue between them. No? He left his body, but still he is considered as his guru. But later he took initiation from Mahapurna, the disciple of Yamunacarya, and we heard like this yesterday. When Yamunacarya was married, his wife's name was Rakshambala. She was very beautiful, but she is not so much submissive to Yamunacarya. Yamunacarya was very humble, meek. He is always helping Brahmins. So once it happened, his Diksha Guru Mahapurna, he was not Brahmin. And Mahapurna's wife, once she went to fetch water from the well. So Yamunacarya's wife was also there. So when she was getting water, some drops of water from her pot fell into the pot of the wife of Yamunacarya. And she became so angry, insulted his Guru Mata, the wife of Mahapurna. You low class lady, your water has contaminated my water. She felt so bad. She came crying. She came back crying and told Mahapurna what happened. Mahapurna took his luggage and wanted to leave that place. But Yamunacarya said, Gurudev, why are you leaving this place? Then he narrated the whole thing. And Yamunacarya became very upset because of the behavior of his wife. Then he started thinking, how will I renounce the householder life? I want to become a sannyasi now. He's just thinking. Meanwhile, another thing happened. One Brahmin was very hungry. He was starving. And he told that I want to eat something. He went to the house of Yamunacarya, but his wife rejected him. No, there's no food in my house. Go away from here. And he was sitting on the street. Yamunacarya saw him and he said, why are you sitting like this? Why are you so morose and looking so weak? He said, I'm very hungry. So you could have gone in my house and taken prasadam there. He said, I went there, but your wife, she rebuked me, she chastised me. Then Yamunacarya became more upset and convinced in the heart that I have to leave my house. But I can't leave if my wife is there. So, oh Lord, please make some arrangement so that I can renounce my life. Then another thing happened. Another one Brahmin again, he was hungry, and Yamunacarya said, you go to my house and ask my wife, she will give you food. He went there and again the wife refused, insulted him. He came back, and Yamunacarya, now he planned he made one letter. He said, my wife is very typical. She will not respect you like this. So he wrote one letter. Letter from the father of his wife, his father-in-law. Oh my son, Ramanuja, and my daughter, I want to marry my other daughter. So both of you, please come. Even if Ramanuja, if you are busy, then at least you send your wife, because she can attend the marriage ceremony of her sister. And he gave this letter to Brahmin. He said, now you go with this letter and see how my wife will treat you. So this Brahmin came and the wife started insulting. You again came here? He said, no, your father has sent me. Oh, my father has sent you. And he gave one letter for you. She saw this letter. Oh, my father, he wants to be there. Oh, Brahmin, come. And she made him sit very nicely, honored, gave so much prasad. and is full. And he came back to Yamunacarya and said, I have done your work. She took all her garments and ornaments, everything. She left that place. And Yamunacarya, he went to the Thakurji, Lord Vardharaj, and he took Tridanda sannyas. He took sannyas there. And after taking sannyas, then he manifested his Acharya Liga, preaching everywhere, cutting Mayavad, and he gave initiation to two disciples, Quresh and Dashrathi. I narrated the pastime of Quresh yesterday. Also, that person, remember I told, who was serving, cleaning the pots in the house, and later he became so famous. He was Dashrathi. In this way, he preached like this. Yadav Prakash, anybody remember Yadav Prakash? Who was Mayavadi and who planned to kill Yamunacarya. Once the mother of Yadav Prakash came to him and he said, son, Yamunacarya is such brilliant sannyasi. You go and take initiation from him. He said, I take initiation? He is my student. Then the mother told Yadav, no. He was your student. Now he is Acharya. You see his effulgence. You see his knowledge. Yadav Prakash, he heard one lecture of Yamunacarya and he was totally shattered. All his philosophy was shattered. And later he took shelter of Yamunacarya. He became his disciple later. So in this way, few things were left over yesterday. I have completed today. You must go. This was instruction of Yamunacarya to all his disciples, that all my disciples should visit these temples. Tirupati in South India, Balaji, and Vardharaj in Kanchipuram, and Sriranganath in Srirangam. If you visit these three temples, then your life will be successful and the Lord will definitely grant darshan to you. This was the instruction of Yamunacarya. And after him, everyone followed him. They are visiting these three temples. So if you go Srirangam, very huge Ranganath temple. And this is also very nice pastime how these temples were built up. There was a sage, I forgot his name, one sage, he wanted to, once he was travelling and he saw Rangnath, which was installed by Vibhishan, the younger brother of Ravan. You know Vibhishan? He started the worship of Rangnath because he became friendly with Lord Ramchandra, became his devotee. Therefore he started worshipping Rangnath. But after due course of time, no one was worshipping Thakurji and all the temple is full of, it's like not a temple but small structure and so many bats and spider, क्या बोलते हैं?
Overgrown, like a forest.
Yes, and all the jackals and all, they were always surrounded by this temple. So Rangnath was neglected. So one sage, he thought, my Thakurji is getting such bad treatment here. I want to make a big temple, but I don't have money with me. Not a single penny. How will I make temple for my Thakurji? He's thinking like that. And then he got 4 very intelligent disciples who were expert thieves before. And they were very expert in doing robbery. He got a group of thieves, disciples. One disciple was expert. His expertise was, to whom he is speaking, he confused and hypnotized that person with his debates. This was his expertise. The second one was so expert, he has some mystic power that if he steps on someone's shadow, that person cannot move. He becomes stagnant there. The third one was so powerful then he don't need any key to open any lock. He just put his hand and all the lockers get open. And the fourth one was, who has siddhi, perfection, lagima. He can walk on water. He got these 4 disciples. And he told these disciples, I want to accomplish something. I want one temple for my Thakurji. So we all go and beg to all the rich person in the cities. So they all went to the all rich persons. Please give some donation. We want to make temple for Thakurji. Then everyone refused. No, go away from here. You beggars, you all coming here, money and money, nothing else. So that sage, inside in his heart, is thinking, I'm not care for my insult. But oh Thakurji, I can't see your insult. So I have to do something. In Hindi there is a phrase, घी सीधी इंग्लिश से ना निकले तो उंगली टेढ़ी करनी पड़ती है. क्या से बोलेंगे इंग्लिश में? Bhakti?
You can't go straight, go around.
Yes, go one way, one does.
No, but like the general.
अच्छा.
Explain again.
Like by hook and crook we have to make the temple.
Yeah.
This is the essence.
Preferably crook.
And this is applicable to Rotterdam also. We have to make a temple here by hook and crook. So then the Guru ordered his 4 disciples, now you go and rob all the rich people in the town. They collected a team of so many robbers and they going each and every palace, house, and they're very expert. If some guards are there, so the person who's expert, he's stepping on the shed of the guards, they can't move. If someone's trying to shout on them and he's speaking to him, making hypnotized by seeing in his eyes, he get stagnant there. So everyone, and finally that person who's keeping his hand on the locker and the locker is getting open without password, taking all the gold, money, everything out. They robbed everything and they brought so much money to Guru. And with that money, he spent every single penny to construct this temple, Srirangam. Ranganath temple. Now you go and visit in South India, very huge temple. Very huge temple. You have to cross 6
Gates.
6 gates to reach to the 7th gate. And it is considered as Vaikuntha. Because in Vaikuntha also there are 7 gates. After this, the sage, that Guru became very happy. Whatever leftover money with him, he started rewarding to his disciples. Oh, you did so much, you take this. You did so much, you take this. Now these 4 disciples, who has major contribution, they said, Gurudev, also give something to me. They become little greedy to get money. So Guru understood this. And he said, no, for you there is nothing. He said, why nothing? We also did so much to get so much money. Now Guru understood, I have to bless them. And what is the form of the blessing? He called his 4th disciple who was very sincere, who can walk on water. He said, you take these 3 disciples in a boat in the river Kaveri and just tell them that there is one treasure and we want to get that treasure and we will be distribute among ourselves. And when you reach in the middle of the river, then you make them fall, then to sink the boat in the water. And you are expert in walking back. You come back, walking on the water. He said, yes, Gurudev, whatever you say. But is it appropriate? Guru said, you are my Guru or I am your Guru. I know much better than you what I want to do. He said, whatever you say. Then he took all these disciples in that boat in the middle of the river He sunk that boat in the water, and 3 of them they drowned and they died. And he walked back, tears in his eyes, said, Gurudev, today I did a big sin. I have killed 3 people. He said, fool, you are crying, and I am so happy. Why? Because if these 3 people, if they will alive, then they will start doing more robbery, because they become so puffed up of their seva. And by killing them, I have sent them to Vaikuntha, to the service of Lord Narayan, because they have did so much to construct the temple of Rangnath. I gave him reward, not ordinary reward of money or ornaments or jewelry, but I gave him, rewarded them by making entrance into Vaikuntha. They cannot do with their sadhana, but I rewarded them like that. Then he said, oh, he was shocked to hear this. So, this is Srirangam, where Yamunacarya was constantly going and he ordered everyone to go there. Bolo Shri Yamunacarya ki jai, Shri Yamunacarya ki jai.